A warm and lovely morning, students. So now we are beginning with Unit 4 of English Prose. Okay, the title of the chapter is Trash to Treasure. Trash matlab waste. Okay, it means waste. Waste to treasure. Treasure means something which is more valuable. Trash means what? It's a waste, and treasure means it's a kind of अमानत बोलते हैं ना वैसा. सो इट इज़ समथिंग मोर वैल्यूएबल. तो हम ट्रैश में से ट्रेशर में कैसे करते? इट बेसिकली मीन्स बेस्ट आउट ऑफ वेस्ट. वी ऑल हैव कम अक्रॉस सच कॉम्पिटिशन्स, बेस्ट आउट ऑफ वेस्ट, yes, where we are giving any kind of things which are old, we try to make something new out of it. Okay, now here on page number 29 of your textbook, there is a photo given in activity 1, where they are saying that the unit is discussing about reusing or recycling the things instead of just throwing them away. Many a times there are many things at our home which we reuse it. For example, the old notebooks we have. Okay, from that old notebooks, what you can do is you can take out the pages, you can give a cutting shape to it, you can create an album or a scrapbook out of it, or a rough book. Okay, then many various other these kind of activities are. From bottle you can make a pouch, yes, in which you can keep small small things. Then from waste paper you can make a box. Then from pen you can make a telescope kind of thing, yes, that there are many such things. Okay, from which you can make, that is best out of waste. And many a times people bring out various such kind of things out of the waste which are not even predictable. मतलब कभी कभी बच्चे, तुमने देखा होगा, बहुत अलग अलग टाइप की चीज़ बना के लाते हैं जो हम सोच भी नहीं सकते कि बन सकता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल कोकोनट शेल इज़ देयर ना, from that coconut shell we can make dolls, yes. Likewise, many types of various things that can be made out of waste things. Okay, so in this chapter we are discussing how we can make something from our waste instead of throwing them away. Okay, there are some things which we consider as trash, no needed, but we can use it in some or the other way. Like pen stand we can make out of bottles or cans. Then we can make a charging holder. Likewise, many other options. So let us see what the chapter has for us. In this picture you can see, when we are presuming the picture on page number 29, we can see a person with a violin. Okay, a person with a violin is what we can view, but if you closely observe the person as well as the violin, each and everything is made up of various other elements which we considered as ट्रैश, यस. तो हमने जो ट्रैश समझ के फेंकने वाले थे, वही चीज़ों से उन्होंने वो पर्सन को फॉर्म किया है. ठीक है, सो जस्ट ऑब्जर्व इट, नो नीड टू नो एनीथिंग विद इट, जस्ट ऑब्जर्व द इमेज. ओके, देन कम टू पेज नंबर 30, that is on activity 2. Now in this activity, let us see what the story is being said about. The story is basically about a new dish. Okay, so a new dish, yes, we all have come across various kind of dishes. We all like to have it, different kind of foods, yes. So here we are discussing, the story is about a new dish which is prominent in South India, that is in Kerala. The name of the dish is avial. Okay, avial, avial. Okay, basically the dish is of a mixture of various vegetables, okay, with a tinge of coconut paste and other herbs like ginger, then etc. Ginger and other spices like turmeric, then chili powder, then curd, etc. are added to it. So let us see what the dish is basically describing and how was the original dish being invented or had come upon. किस तरीके से आइडिया आया कि ऐसा कुछ बना सकते हैं, उसमें उसके बारे में ये स्टोरी डिस्क्राइब की है. ठीक है, तो पहले हम ये स्टोरी को देखते हैं कि क्या है. Let us begin with the story. Once, the Maharaja of Travancore ordered a huge dinner in his palace for many important people. The afternoon before the dinner, the Maharaja entered the kitchen to see what dishes were being prepared for his guests. The feast was nearly ready. The king was happy to see rice, pickles, chutneys, and breads. Then the king noticed a basket full of many small pieces of vegetables that no one was using. The king asked the head cook, "What will you do with all these vegetable scraps?" "They are waste, sir. We will throw them away," the cook replied. "We should not waste all these vegetables," the Maharaja said. "Find a way to use them," he commanded. Then he turned and left the kitchen. Now the cook was worried. He stared at the scraps and thought. There was only a little yam, plantain, cucumber, and potato. There was a carrot, a few beans, and a few chilies. He only had a small amount of everything except for one thing. Outside, he had a whole tree full of ripe coconuts. So, in the part 1, they are describing how or what the story is about. It's basically the Maharaja of Travancore. Okay, he had invited many other kings for and other people for dinner to his huge palace. And yes, so that afternoon before the dinner he took a visit to the kitchen. ठीक है, वो किचन में ऐसे एक बार जाके आए तो उन्होंने देखा कि ऑलमोस्ट सब कुछ रेडी हो चुका है. राइस बन गया, पिकल्स बन गए, pickles means achar, okay, that was ready, chutneys were ready, then breads were ready, and he was very happy to see that everything is getting ready and everyone is so enthusiastic to their work. But suddenly he noticed there a small basket. Yes, and it was full of vegetables and other scraps. So yes, and he found that no one was using them. So he asked that what they were doing, what they were going to do with these scrap, that is these vegetables which are put up there in that basket. क्या करने वाले हो उसका? He asked Ashwin. सो द कुक ही रिप्लाइड, जो कुक थे ना वहाँ के, उन्होंने कहा कि सर ये तो हम फेंक देंगे और कोई काम ही नहीं है इसका. तो उन्होंने बोला हमको तो राजा ने क्या कहा कि हमें ऐसा वेस्ट नहीं करना चाहिए, तुम कोई और रास्ता ढूंढो, ठीक है, एंड ये मेरा ऑर्डर है, ये मेरा आदेश है. ऐसे करके वो वहाँ से चले गए. दैट मीन्स वो वेजिटेबल्स को अब फेंकना नहीं है. अब ये सुन के कुक तो बेचारा परेशान हो गया. ही थॉट व्हाट विल आई डू. वो ऐसे ही वो वेजिटेबल्स को देख के बैठा था. फिर सडनली ही गॉट एन आइडिया. यस, एंड व्हाट वर द वेजिटेबल्स विच वर इन दैट basket? A yam. Yam means a small sweet potato kind of thing. Then a plantain. Plantain is a kind of raw banana available in Kerala. Then cucumber and a potato. Only these many things were left. And a carrot, a beans. Few chilies were there. Nothing more than that. So he thought that he just had small amount. So he thought, what will I prepare? And everything was in small amount except one thing, and that was the coconut. There were plenty of coconut trees in their palace surroundings, so he thought that he will also use that coconut for the same. So that is what described in part 1. Okay, so we have got introduction, and now let us see what he prepare out of this vegetable scrap. Activity 5. Come to page number 32. Part 2. A new dish, part 2. Let us read it out first. The cook stepped outside, looked up at the tree, and suddenly he had an idea. He took all the vegetable bits, washed them, cleaned them well, and cut them into long strips. He put them all into a huge pot and placed it on the fire to cook. Next, he ground the fresh coconut. He added green chilies, garlic, and some salt. Soon, the vegetables were all cooked. He stirred it in the coconut and plenty of curd, poured on some coconut oil, and sprinkled it all with curry leaves. The new dish was ready. The cook served his invention to the guests that evening. The guests loved it. The king liked it so much that he gave the cook a beautiful gold bracelet as an award. Everyone was eager to know the name of the new dish. The cook thought and thought. What could he call this mixture of many things? Then he thought of it. He named the dish avial. Avial became famous all over Kerala and is now one of the dishes in traditional feasts of Kerala. Isn't it amazing that it all came from a basket of scraps and a good idea? Okay, so what the second part holds is now when the cook thought about the coconut tree in the yard, he went out, looked at it, and suddenly he got an idea. He dropped the coconut. Okay, he collected all the vegetable bits, washed them, cleaned them. Yes, and he started cutting them into small strips. पतले पतले स्ट्रिप्स में, लंबे लंबे स्ट्रिप्स में उसको कट करने लगे. सीधा सीधा कट करते ना vertically, that is called strip. Okay, likewise he cut all the vegetables in the long strips. He put them into a huge pot. Yes, he put them into that huge a vessel of pot and place it on the fire to cook. फिर उसको बाफने, that is to boil it. He kept the vegetables to boil it. Then he added some fresh coconut to it, grounded coconut to it. Yes, he also added green chilies, garlic, and some salt to it. He mixed it and kept it for cooking. Soon the vegetables were cooked. Okay, he stirred the coconut. He tried to mix it up. He added some curd to it. Also poured some oil, that is coconut oil, and then he sprinkled some curry leaves upon it. Okay, he also sprinkled some curry leaves in it. The new dish was ready. So then that night, when everyone was there for the dinner, he served his new invention also to them. He was actually getting conscious or embarrassed or afraid as to what they will talk about it, but when he served it to them, they were very happy with that dish, with the new dish. Even the king also got so much happy that he gave a reward to the cook. Okay, now everyone wanted to know that what was the name of this dish. This again created confusion for him. So he thought and thought and thought, and finally he put up a name that it is avial. The dish will be named as avial. Avial became famous, as I told you, in Kerala. Whenever there is Onam or any other festival which are a matter of celebration, there with all other dishes they also prepare avial. Okay, then that is a complete part of the buffet that they have. Avial will also be included in it. Yes, now as you can see, the whole idea came from a group of scrap or a collection of scrap that was put up in the basket. Yes, so likewise there are many things that you can do from the waste things around. You have to try to think that what or how can we reuse it. Okay, in activity 6 you can see they have given a recipe. Here also we have discussed about avial. We have also discussed the recipe but in a story form. Yes, now what you have to do is you have to just go through a recipe given on page number 33. It is about pasta. Okay, you all love the pasta. Yes, so this recipe is about pasta. Try it. Hmm? Okay. So whenever there you have seen the various recipes being shown on TV, what is the first thing? First they introduce us to the dish, then they say us the ingredients which are used or the materials which are used. Yes, the vegetables, the fruits, or the spices, the even the vessel which is used for cooking, the oil, quantity, etc. is being stated in the ingredients. Then the procedure starts. Similarly, a recipe is given of pasta, ingredients and amounts. This will serve only one person. Dried pasta 3/4 cup, butter 1 tablespoon, Amul cheese spread 2 to 3 tablespoons, milk 1/4 cup, and salt a pinch, that is very little. Then the method: boil water in a large pot, add pasta, salt, and a small amount of the butter. Cook pasta till tender, drain water, add butter, milk, cheese, spread pasta. Heat gently with butter until butter and cheese melt. Serve hot. So this is the whole procedure that how to prepare pasta. यस, लाइकवाइज दिस द रेसिपी। किस तरीके से रेसिपी लिखा जाता है वो उसका एक सैम्पल दिया है, पहले इंग्रेडिएंट्स बताए, फिर प्रोसीजर बताया है। ठीक है, आई होप यू हैव अंडरस्टूड हाउ द रेसिपी लुक्स लाइक। ओके, सो this much only today for explanation part. Yes, all the very best for today's paper.